Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! Hello once again, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your voice of Descendants, Jonathan Clarke, joining you live once again on the latest episode of Jonathan Clarke Video Blogs happening on YouTube this morning. Thank you guys so much for the love and support you've shown this YouTube channel over the last year, and I'm hoping for the foreseeable future that I can be your voice of Descendants and Zombies for just a little while longer as we edge ever closer to the release date of Descendants 5 Wicked Wonderland coming your way next summer. July 2026 is going to be a big year for everybody because we have new characters coming into the Descendants franchise for the first time ever, and I'm incredibly excited about it to see characters from Princess and the Frog and Encanto. I say this because I was a big fan of Disney musicals, especially Princess and the Frog. Inspired by the New Orleans musical and the festivals, it was one of the most colorful and lifelike Disney animations of all time. The first African-American princess, Tiana, was introduced into this, so I'm looking forward to seeing what exactly is going to be inspired by all the Princess and the Frog characters from Encanto, and what other characters will find their way into the creative process for the Descendants franchise. Again, it remains to be true that while critics believe that they need to stop making Descendants movies, Descendants can keep going on for forever. It can keep going on for at least the next decade if you're really to hold on to that belief. And that's exactly what I'm here to do for each and every one of you. While other critics are trying to take away your hopes and dreams of Descendants 5 ever happening and other Descendants projects to be embarked on, I'm here to keep it alive for you guys. And I'm here to instill the legacies of your favorite Descendants and Zombie stars, regardless of who they are. Kylie Cantrell, Dove Cameron, Sophia Carson, whoever they may be in your eyes, whoever you're a fan of, I'm here to make sure their legacies will live on forever and always, because that's what I want to have happen. That's why I created this YouTube channel, so that we could shut the critics down, so that we could talk about Descendants and Zombies in the way it was meant to be talked about for a very long time, because I've never felt more honored to be in your guys' presence talking about Descendants and Zombies. I just ate a Gaston Beauty and the Beast like breakfast, 17 dozen eggs, 15 strips of bacon, a Pop-Tart, and I'm ready to go for the foreseeable future talking about Descendants and Zombies. I literally did do that. That's the funny thing. I really do believe this Disney thing, this Disney gimmick, is something that I've taken great pride in bringing to life for you guys on this YouTube channel. And I thought, why not try it? And I think that if you're going to talk about Descendants, I really do believe there is a passion that you have to show up with on your YouTube channel. And while that passion exists in our heart, I think we can talk about Descendants in the way it was meant to be talked about, because we don't need to be criticizing Kylie Cantrell. We don't need to have criticized Dove Cameron. That's the reason why Dove Cameron is shutting down the hopes and dreams of her ever reprising a role as Mal for the Descendants franchise. After all the contributions she gave to the franchise, she believes she's gotten and taken it to a point where she doesn't need to reprise her role as Mal anymore. She needs to move on from her past and pursue other projects. And while that's to be respected, I respect each and every one of you for holding on to the belief that there is even the slightest chance that Mal will reprise her role as Mal in the upcoming Descendants movies. The thing is, as the times change, we too have to change as fans and change the perception of Descendants, which Kylie Cantrell, Amelia Baker, and Ruby Rose Turner did a phenomenal job doing. I say this because they really have done just that. They took a franchise that started as a global phenomenon in the eyes of millions of Descendants fans and made it into something that much more special through the way the story was told, the way the dance numbers were collaborated. Everything just fell into place with Descendants. The music, the story was really up to par, and it really fell through with, and it made it one of the most miraculous Descendants projects, I think, in a really long time. One thing that stood out to me forever and always will be the chemistry between the cast members, the friendships between Kylie and Ruby, Kylie and Malia. I think that wherever these three went, they were together. And there wasn't a single moment they didn't spend together on the set of Descendants, even off the set of Descendants. It was something so miraculous to witness. It was almost as if you witnessed the same kind of friendship would have existed between Vanessa Hudgens and Zac Efron years ago, Ashley Tisdale and Vanessa Hudgens, Sabrina Carpenter and Rowan Blanchard, Miley Cyrus and Emily Osment. I mean, the list goes on and on and on, because if those same kind of friendships would have existed, the franchises would have turned out to be far more phenomenal than what they ever were. And perhaps Hannah Montana would have had a logical reason for being number one on top of Disney Channel's watch chart. But because Hannah Montana was number one on top of Disney Channel's watch chart, it wasn't because of a collective effort. It was just because of the music. And because Miley Cyrus could bring music videos to life, and concert performances were feeling like you were part of something spectacular. If you would have taken the music out of Hannah Montana, it can be argued forever if Hannah Montana and High School Musical would have went down as some of those revered classics of all time for Disney Channel TV shows and or movies. Because I really do believe the music is what kept it alive. I mean, Descendants has so many factors that contributed to being number one. The music, the story, everything about it made perfect sense. And I really do believe that setting up for the passing of the torch moments in either franchise is to be accepted because they want to secure the futures of these franchises. And while there may have never been an official moment where the torch was passed between Dove Cameron and Kylie Cantrell, I think Kylie's done a fabulous job after having the torch unofficially passed to her. And I really do believe that for the foreseeable future, we're going to be seeing a whole lot of Kylie Cantrell. Because Kylie Cantrell is always posting stuff on her Facebook fan page. I've noticed over the past couple of days, a lot of Worlds Collide Tour videos have been popping up with the cast hanging out. They're having the time of their life. And that's exactly what I wanted to have happen for them, along with each and every one of you coming out to the Worlds Collide Tour, because you were receiving a lot of criticism heading into the Worlds Collide Tour dates. People weren't expecting this to be as extravagant as it was, but boy were they ever let down, because I think every hope and dream of a critic is to find something to criticize. And the less we can give them and present an argument to criticize anything about, I think the better off we're all going to be. As fans of Descendants of Zombies, we are going to appreciate our time more being fans of Descendants of Zombies. We are going to engage more in conversations. People are going to be more proud than they ever felt to be fans of Descendants of Zombies, and that's precisely what I'm here to do. I'm here to keep the conversation going. And I'm here to keep the conversation going for as long as I possibly can, talking about your favorite stars, such as Ruby, who I dearly love, who I'm going to miss being a part of the Descendants franchise. Let me just tell you this, guys. For however long Ruby is not a part of the Descendants franchise, I'm going to keep Ruby alive and her memory alive by talking about her, hoping that one day she will return to reprise her role. I say this because Ruby offered so much to the franchise, and ultimately, hands down, she became my favorite Descendants character, and I love her so much. I've cried myself to sleep every single night since I found out the news that Ruby was parting ways with the Descendants franchise, because moving forward, I thought Ruby had a lot to offer to the franchise, a franchise that was so special to everybody's heart, that forever and always held a special place in our hearts because of Ruby. The music that Ruby sang in the franchise was amazing. How she brought every music video to life was amazing. How she told her story was incredible. Of course, she offered us an explanation as to why the Queen of Hearts was so evil, why she was the way she was, why the way she turned out the way she did. It was a beautiful explanation. There was a stronger emphasis on the profound impact of bullying on a person's soul, how much further kindness can go. And if not for Ruby, I don't know if that message would have been as relayed as effectively as what it was. I don't know if any of the messages that any character tried to portray, such as Red saying that you shouldn't care what anybody thought of you in life, in your lifetime, because you only have one life to live, would have ever been relayed as effectively as what it was. Because Red came from out of nowhere as a powerful character that nobody knew anything about. And then many, many years later, people are still talking about these characters from both the past and the present. So it's not just focusing on just one character. Many years ago, that may have been the case with Dove Cameron's character Mal being everybody's favorite, because she was always your go-to Descendants character. She was my go-to character for X number of years. And now, it seems like the conversation is revolving around whatever Descendants character anyone wants to talk about, whoever involves in the conversation, because in all honesty, it's an incredible time to be a fan of Disney. I think there's never been a more evident time to be a fan of the franchises that you grew up with, that you've loved for forever and always. And I will forever and always be here supporting your favorite franchises, even if that means for the next decade that I have to upload Descendants of Zombies videos, which I have no issues with, while other people present reasons why they can't upload Descendants of Zombies videos for the next decade and into the foreseeable future. I think that never enough nice commentaries are posted about Descendants of Zombies, because at least 85% of the videos that are being uploaded about Descendants of Zombies are filled with criticism. I've wanted to take that away from the stars, Freya Sky, Kylie Cantrell, because I really do believe that their eyes filling up with tears is completely unnecessary. And I think that if you're going to talk about Descendants of Zombies, you should do it in a way that makes people feel as if it has meaning. Makes people feel as if they can really feel the emotion coming from your heart when you're talking about Descendants of Zombies. This is why this is the #1 Descendants of Zombies podcast on YouTube in the world, because I like to put a stronger emphasis on how much of a meaning Descendants has meant to all of our hearts. And I really do believe, I say this because Descendants really has touched my heart in so many unbelievable ways. It allowed me to make sense of my life when I really couldn't. And I was really hoping that for many, many years Disney would come out with a franchise that would become as revered and go down in history like High School Musical did. Because today, High School Musical holds the record for being the most revered Disney Channel franchise in history with a record of 17.5 million viewership. Nothing ever comes close to that. The closest resemblance to that was Wizard's rating of 11.9 million viewership. That was back in, I think, 2010, something like that. But nothing has ever come close to that. So the closest resemblance to those two movies being such huge successes for Disney would have to be Descendants or Zombies, which would definitely come close to, being the #1 movie of all time because of its rapid ascension to #1 on Disney Plus. Zombies 4: Dawn of the Vampires this past summer, which, by the way, was the greatest summer of my life. Being here for each and every one of you, profiling the huge success story that went behind Zombies 4: Dawn of the Vampires, the characters that premiered into the franchise that are going to ensure its legacy for the foreseeable future. I, for one, am incredibly excited about Zombies, talking about Zombies for a moment, to see, what will happen for these characters, how this story will become brought more to life, how more conversation will happen, because I really do believe that while critics are shutting down your hopes and dreams of more supernatural characters than ever before seeing their introduction into the Zombies franchise, we're at a point where anything and everything can happen. And that's what I want you to believe. That's what I want you to run away with. Because Zombies 4: Dawn of the Vampires presented me with one of the greatest honors of my life. Because I've never had the honor to meet so many wonderful people who were fans of Descendants of Zombies. I've never had the honor to meet so many wonderful people who believed in what they were watching so much that they wanted to be a part of it. And I don't think there's ever been a franchise, come to think of it, and I've been a fan of every Disney Channel franchise ever since I could remember being a fan of Disney. I don't think there's ever been a franchise that Disney has ever distributed that has had such a profound impact on so many millions of hearts and created so many conversations and so many incredibly stronger bonds that people have kept with them for the rest of their lives. The bonds that you have with these characters are truly phenomenal. Your friendships that you've been able to maintain for the last decade or longer have been absolutely phenomenal. Everything about Descendants of Zombies to me made perfect sense. And I may be just saying this because I am the biggest fan of Descendants of Zombies in the world right now, with over 3,000 people nearly subscribed to this YouTube channel because it's the most popular Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel in the world. But there's a reason why this YouTube channel is separated from every other YouTube channel devoted to Descendants of Zombies videos. It's because I believe in each and every one of you. And I believe in dreams existing. And I believe in them happening for each and every one of you. And that's exactly what I'm here to instill in all of your minds. Just because Descendants 5 is happening, production's wrapped, everybody is saying Descendants 5 needs to be the last Descendants movie. I've heard all the conversation, and I've chosen to not pay so much attention to that, because we still have a long way to go, and this story is far from over. Why are they introducing new characters into the franchise? Think about it. They're introducing new characters into the franchise so it can expand, so more storylines can happen, so we can have more of a conversation than ever before seen. That's exactly what I want to see happen for the Descendants franchise. Instead of, okay, production's wrapped, no more Descendants movies, no more Zombies movies, why are all these cast members being introduced to us? It's to secure the future of the franchise. If I were the writer and producer of Descendants of Zombies, let me say this. I would keep this franchise going for at least the next decade, because I really do believe there's still so much more of a story for these characters to be told. As much as we learned about Victor and Nova's story, there is still so much of a story yet to be witnessed. And that should give you even more of a reason to be excited to be a Zombies fan into the foreseeable future, because I, for one, am incredibly excited to be a part of it. Because the reality of it is, it's going to be history. And by the time it all happens and the questions that we have about this future of Zombies is answered, both Descendants of Zombies, you're going to be very thankful that you were a fan of Descendants of Zombies for however long you've been a fan of it. Because there have been fans of this franchise, these two franchises, from the very beginning. I wish I was a fan of it from the very beginning, But I'm very thankful that somebody pointed it out to me how phenomenal of a success story Descendants of Zombies was going to be, because that's what made it happen. It wasn't because a bunch of people sat down at a board meeting for Disney one day and said, what can we create that will captivate millions of people, generate millions of dollars of revenue, have people posting great reviews online. It wasn't a 3-hour meeting for no reason. It was a 3-hour meeting because of each and every one of you. Because you wanted greater appreciations for heroes and villains from your classic Disney fairy tales based off princesses. That's exactly what happened. Everybody wanted this, you demanded it, and it happened. And you wanted to see more of your favorite Descendants of Zombies stars. If anyone is to be credited for the profound success of Descendants of Zombies, it undoubtedly is each and every one of you, and each and every one of you are going down in history. And I'm just here because I just want to go down in history with each and every one of you because of how much you believe in these two franchises. Which is why I don't see any issue with me having to talk about Descendants of Zombies every day for the rest of my life. Every day on the weekend, every day throughout the weekday, 365, we'll go right on through the calendar year talking about Descendants of Zombies every day for the rest of my life. Because if nobody else is going to show you the prestige that Descendants of Zombies deserves, and has deserved for forever, I will be that guy every single time. I will show up on YouTube, I vouch, to show up on YouTube every single time with a Descendants of Zombies video or something relating to Disney and Nickelodeon and talk about it for you guys in a way that it was meant to be talked about for a very long time. Because I really do believe that you guys have been let down for far long enough now, and it is about time that somebody showed you the prestige for Descendants of Zombies that it's deserved. And I just wanted to forever and always be that guy that you knew you could depend on, that you could trust in for great Descendants of Zombies videos, and some way or somehow I've been able to do that for you. I've been able to produce great videos about Descendants of Zombies with meaning, and we've been able to establish an understanding of what you guys want to see. And as the host of this show, I have to give you what you want. YouTube always suggests to keep giving your viewers what they want, and if Descendants of Zombies videos is what you want, well then Descendants of Zombies videos is what you're going to get. Because I really do believe there is a real passion that goes with talking about these franchises. And if you can show up on YouTube every single time with that passion being exemplified, while I may not have the Descendants merchandise as backdrop, I am the biggest Descendants of Zombies fan in the world because I see the true value. And I can showcase it through the power of commentaries about how I feel about Descendants of Zombies for each and every one of you, because you're what makes this show happen. You're the reason why this show is produced every single day, every single time, because I thought going into this project it was just going to be a hit or miss for me, and nobody was going to ever watch my videos or ever take me serious. But thousands of people watch these videos every single time I upload it. People wait for me to upload videos about Descendants of Zombies, because they know that I believe in the franchises that you guys have forever and always held so close to your heart. So because you forever and always held these two franchises forever and always close to your heart, the best way I can do to honor, the best honor I can have given to me and shown to me, is by honoring your franchises the way that you've wanted to see them honored for a very long time. Because I really do believe in the passion that's existed in Dove Cameron and Sophia Carson's hearts for forever and always. I really do believe in the passion that is exemplified and that we see from people like Kylie Cantrell every single time. Because if we choose to criticize Kylie Cantrell and Freya Sky, what does that show? It shows that we don't care about these franchises as much as what we say we do. But if we show up every single time with an undeniable love and support for these characters, it will show them intuition. It will give them incentive to keep creating beautiful music for us. Just the other day, I saw Freya Sky throw up a video of herself on Facebook where she screwed up a song. But she still threw up the video because she wanted each and every one of us to know that she's just like each and every one of us. She's not perfect. She's far from perfect. But even though she screwed up a song, it didn't mean it wasn't still beautiful, because it was. And it showed that she had dedication because she was learning the song, even though she screwed it up. Which gave me even more reason to believe that Freya is going to be the next Taylor Swift, regardless of how people may feel about her. She's well on her way to being the next Taylor Swift. I say this because if Taylor Swift can sell 100 million records and be worth over $1.7 billion in revenue, so too can Freya Sky. And that is an argument I will forever present on this YouTube channel as long as Freya Sky keeps uploading videos. especially with Vivo's numbers really showing and really illustrating how much of a profound success she's been, with over 500,000 people subscribed to her YouTube channel. That is phenomenal. I mean, Meg Donnelly only has a mere 250,000 subscribers to Freya Sky's double amount. So you know that if there's somebody going to secure the future of the Zombies franchise along with each and every one of you, it's got to be Freya. Who else could portray the character Nova and bring her to life the way that Freya was able to do it? I really believe that nobody has that power instilled in their heart to do it. But because of the passion that exists for Freya Sky, how much she wants to be lost to the moment every single time with each and every one of you, and I got that from the Worlds Collide tour, I think never enough profound respect can be shown to her for how much she tries, because that's all she really can do. And that's all that we can expect from her, is that she tries to really inspire each and every one of you some way or somehow, and she does it, from my perspective and how I choose to look at it, every single time. She never fails. That's why I can upload over 100 videos about Freya Sky every single time on this YouTube channel, because I think that if we give her that praise and that respect that she's forever and always deserved, I think it will go that much further in securing a future for her that will be undeniable. That will be a future that we will never ever forget. Which makes this the greatest honor of my life, to be able to sit here on this podcast every single morning, every single time, and talk about Descendants of Zombies. So if you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, I think you're probably going to want to think about doing that, because this YouTube channel is the #1 Descendants of Zombies podcast in the world right now. And its reviews show, because people always comment on their favorite moments from Descendants of Zombies, what inspires them to be a fan of Descendants of Zombies. You guys are always letting me know what's up. And I promise you October is going to be a huge month on this YouTube channel. We have the countdown to Halloween happening, the birthdays of Freya Sky and Ruby Rose Turner, which I will celebrate on October 16th through 17th. Back-to-back birthday celebrations, and we've got everything to talk about in relation to Descendants 5, Book of Wonderland, Zombies 5, even though it's not happening for another 5 years, I know. That's really heartbreaking to a lot of Zombies fans out there, because they want to get to know Victor and Nova, which is why I will upload as many Descendants of Zombies videos as I possibly can into the foreseeable future to make sure that Zombies 5 happens a lot quicker than what is speculated by critics for each and every one of you. I've given up my life, and I've really dedicated my life to Descendants of Zombies videos, because you guys have deserved far better for a very long time. And I just want to be that guy to give that to you guys, because I really do believe that if you're going to talk about Descendants of Zombies on your YouTube channel, you've got to talk about Descendants of Zombies in a way that it's been meaningful to everybody, so that someone will hit your subscribe button, so that someone will be a part of this incredible journey for forever and always on your YouTube channel. And yes, I am drinking out of a Mickey Mouse tea mug this morning, because there's just something about drinking herbal tea and talking about Descendants of Zombies that really gets to me every single time. We just haven't got to tell anybody that. So, the way this YouTube channel works is this YouTube channel is indeed 365. So I will be back later on this afternoon with a new video, a new podcast on Descendants of Zombies. And I hope you will join me for it, because I really do love presenting Descendants of Zombies in the way that it was meant to be presented for a very long time. And the greatest honor of my life is being able to sit in front of this podcast microphone and talk about Descendants of Zombies in the way that it was meant to be talked about for a very long time, showcasing its true value and its true worth for millions of fans who watch these videos every single night on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for watching the latest episode of Jonathan Clarke Video Blogs. With that having been said, I will return later on tonight with a new video about Descendants of Zombies, which I hope you will join me for. Until then, keep kindness in your hearts, because kindness really does go a long way in this world. And be sure to keep the conversation going about Descendants of Zombies, because the way I choose to look at it is there's never enough conversation happening about Descendants of Zombies. And if we can keep the conversation going for just a little while longer, it will indeed secure the futures of your favorite Descendants of Zombies stars: Meg Donnelly, Milo Manheim, Freya Sky, and Malachi Barton. Your favorite Descendants stars: Kylie Contrell, Malia Baker, and Ruby Rose Turner, who I love dearly. I think this new spin on the Descendants franchise is absolutely incredible, and it's one that I've never felt more honored to be a part of and be in your guys' presence talking about on YouTube. So if we can keep the conversation going for just a little while longer, it will indeed secure the futures of your favorite Descendants of Zombie stars, a future that I have never felt more honored to be a part of. Thank you guys so much. We will talk again in just a few hours from now. Stay calm and zombie on, everybody, into the foreseeable future.